Oh, once again, my name is Jose Trujillo. I'm a fine art artist, and I'm coming to you from my art studio to talk a little bit about one of my favorite artists, Van Gogh, Vincent van Gogh. And this artist was at the forefront of the post-impressionist movement. Although, as many of you know, he wasn't very successful as an artist, as a salesperson, but he was a very successful artist in the real sense of the word. And I want to show you this a print of this painting, Cafe at Terrace or Terrace. I believe this was created in 1888. Again, as all of my short videos, this is not an academic lecture. I'm not planning on giving you more information about the painting and what does this mean and what does that mean, and you can Google that and find out what the name of the street was and all of that. This is not my intention. My intention is to show you something that you can't really find out there from an artist's point of view, artist to artist. Seeing what perhaps the artist was seeing, and I think that's a different twist. I don't think you can really go and find information, or at least much information. I haven't about that from an artist's point of view. This is quintessential Van Gogh. No, this is it's too much. When I see this, I can't help but to really be in awe of how much was going through Van Gogh emotionally. Everything is dark to a certain point, but then there's this intense light here at the cafe. Intense light. And not only is the light intense, but in true Van Gogh fashion, it's full of impasto. Impasto is just thick layers of paint, right? A lot of them created with the brush, but also I'm sure just by looking at the paintings that many times he didn't even go to the brush. He just probably went straight to the tube of paint or the back of the brush, whatever he could get, and just really cake it in there. Very, very thick layers of paint. I remember the first time seeing his paintings in a museum. I was blown away. I've never seen anything like it. Usually, all artists are very pragmatic, I guess. Not to say that Van Gogh wasn't very intelligent in his compositions and the way he did things, but he used a different type of intelligence, and I think he was more into he went deeper, like I like to mention with him in this case, and he likes to put his emotions in there. When I see the stars right here in the background, I believe that he was one of the very few artists who was very in touch with his emotions, very, very in touch. Not just his emotions, but he was in touch because he was looking for a way to rest his mind. I think because as many of you know, he suffered from that. He like most people nowadays have a tendency to overthink stuff, and he did that. He got himself in trouble for doing that, just like about every human being, but he got himself into deeper trouble, mentally, and but I can see the stars right here. This is full on attention. Like he's looking at him with such intense, he's observing them. He's not looking at them. That I don't know if have you ever had that experience where you're looking at something and it starts blurring out because now you're perceiving it differently. It's so intense when you're looking at something that it starts almost shaking and blurring. And this is what I see from Van Gogh. He was a true observer. If that's a word, an observer. Yeah, I guess that's a word. He knew how to observe things. He knew how to look into them, not just outside, not just aesthetically, but he knew how to look into them. And in true Van Gogh fashion, I mean, this guy, of course, had to paint the scene from an outsider's point of view. He's not in the cafe. He's not participating in any of this. He's elsewhere. And if he's a little bit of his story, he was like that. That was his thing. His brother was a gallerist, and he tried to get him involved with the other impressionists. The guys were becoming a bit more successful. They were making a name for themselves, and Van Gogh just couldn't handle it. He wasn't he wasn't social. He was just a cat who kept to himself for the most part. I really like the how he jumps the light, from this intensity and right here to kind of create a scale, a heavy weight of light, and then what they call visual weight, very, very heavy right here, and then very light right here. But then you have really heavy volume right here of space of something dark, and then you have the pillar right here, just kind of balancing things out. I believe he's looking for that. He's looking for some sort of balance, and you can experience that in his paintings. Many of his paintings, if not all of his paintings, he's always trying to find that balance. He's trying to center himself, and I think he does that through painting. Well, that's that. I love this painting. I love the fact that he was able to get away with it the way he did. I think good artists can get away with stuff, and he did with this painting really well. And that's that. My name is Jose Trujillo. I'm a fine art artist. Thank you so much for watching.